Greeting of the day. Dear learner, in this video lecture, we study the Taylor's and Maclaurin series expansion of the function. As we know, the expansion of function in terms of convergent power series is available by many methods. We restrict ourselves to Maclaurin's and Taylor series expansion. So in order to study this two series, we need certain elementary concepts. So let's first see what are the terms involved. So first terminology is power series. An infinite series of the form summation over n equal to 0 to infinity a n x to the power n, where when we apply this summation, that is when we put n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, so we get the terms of the form a0 for n equal to 0, then for n equal to 1 we get a1x, for n equal to 2 it is a2x square. So therefore summation over n equal to 0 to infinity of an x to the power n is equal to a0 plus a1x plus a2x square plus up to an x to the power n and so on is called the power series in x, where a0, a1, a2, an, all these are constant. Similarly, we have an infinite series of the form summation over n equal to 0 to infinity an x minus a raised to n, which is equal to a0 plus a1 x minus a plus a2 x minus a whole square plus and so on, is called a power series in x minus a, where a's are constant. So here you can find that we get the powers for x minus a, hence it is called a power series in x minus a. So the values of x for which a series converges is called its interval of convergence. So here in this case the first series converges for x is equal to 0, whereas the second series converges for x is equal to a. So any series may be convergent for all values of x or for all x in some interval. So there are methods for expanding a function in a power series in x or x minus a, out of which we will study only the Taylor series and the Maclaurin series expansion. So because of for these series the function and its order derivatives of all orders must exist at x is equal to 0 or at x is equal to a. So because of this reason, the function which is not defined at x is equal to 0 cannot be expanded in a power series of x at x is equal to 0. For example, the function 1 upon x, then log x, cot x, etc. All these functions are not defined at x is equal to 0, hence cannot be written in the powers of x at x is equal to 0. Hence the expansion of such series is not possible. So let's see the first series, that is Taylor series. So what is the statement of Taylor's theorem? So if f of x plus h be a function of h which can be expanded in a convergent power series, and if it has derivatives of all orders at x, then f of x plus h is equal to f of x plus h f dash of x plus h square by 2 factorial f double dash of x and so on. So this is called a Taylor series expansion of the function in the powers of h. So this we call as formula number A. Then again, if we interchange the role of x and h, so what we have, f of x plus h is equal to, it is nothing but equal to f of h plus x f dash of h and so on. So this is a formula number B. Now when to use formula A and B? So if it is required to expand a function in the powers of h, then we use formula A, and if it is required to be expanded in powers of x, then we will apply the formula number B. Now in this formula A, if suppose we replace x by A and h by x minus A, okay, x is replaced by, in this formula, if I will replace x by A and h by x minus A, so what this becomes? So it becomes A plus x minus A, so that is equal to what? X. Okay, so what we have? We have f of x is equal to x is A, so f of A plus x minus A, f dash of A, and so on. So this is called the Taylor series expansion of the function f of x in the powers of x minus A. So these are the three basic important formulae. Okay, now so in the problem based on Taylor's theorem, you are asked to find the expansion of a given function, and these expansion will be in the powers of x or h or x minus A, and accordingly we will have to choose the form. So for the powers of h and x minus A, we will use the formula number A and formula number C respectively, whereas if we want to expand this in the powers of x, then we will use the formula number B. I hope this selection of formula is clear to you all. Now let's see the next form, that is Maclaurin series expansion. So if the function can be represented by a power series and all its derivatives of various orders at origin exist, then f of x is equal to f of 0 plus x f dash of 0 and so on. So this is a Maclaurin series expansion which is defined at a equal to 0, right? So how to get this formula D? With the help of the Taylor series expansion. So you can see here, if in this formula, if I'll put formula C, if I'll put a equal to 0, right? So what we get? We get the Maclaurin series expansion. Okay, so this is also the formula which gives the expansion of function in the powers of x. So in order to expand the function in the powers of x, we have a Maclaurin series expansion, and if it is asked to expand in the powers of x by Taylor's theorem, then we can use the formula number B. So I hope this is all clear to you all. So let's see some standard series which we will get on applying the Maclaurin series expansion. So generally in competitive exam, it is asked what is the exponential series or what is the series expansion of e power x. So this is expected. It is 1 plus x by 1 factorial plus x square by 2 factorial. So you can see here we get all powers of x, and whatever is the power of x, the same term is divided by that many factorial. So here power of x is 1, so we have divided it by 1 factorial. Power is 2, so 2 factorial, like this. Here 1 is written, 1 means x to the power 0. Okay, 1 can be written as x to the power 0. So we can write this 1 as x to the power 0 upon 0 factorial. Okay, so that is nothing but 1. So this is the expansion of e raised to power x. On the same line, if I will replace here in this expansion x by minus x, so what I will get? I will get alternate plus minus sign. Means the odd power of x will have a negative sign and even powers of x will have a positive sign. Okay, so in this way one can remember the formulae. Then next, series expansion of sine, trigonometric sine function. That is, so as we know that the sine function is odd, so that's why here you will find only the odd power of x, right? X power 1, x power 3, x power 5, again divided by same number of factorial, that is power 3, so 3 factorial, 5 factorial, like this. and you will find alternate plus minus sign. So in this way one can remember this. Similarly, we can have a cosine series expansion for this function. So as cosine function is a even function, so you will find the even power of x, right? Even power for x. So 1, it will start with 1 minus x square by 2 factorial, alternate again plus minus sign. Now, so on the same line, we can have the expansion for hyperbolic sine function. So that if you observe these two series, so the terms are similar, only one change. In a hyperbolic sine function, we will find all terms positive. Okay, so then similar is the case with the hyperbolic cosine function also. Now, tangent function, here we cannot have some common observation as we have observed in the earlier series, right? So this you have to remember, 10x is equal to x plus x cube by 3 plus 2 by 15 times x to the power 5 and so on. Similarly, we can have a 10hx, I can relate it with this. So here we have the alternative plus minus sign. Now then we have the next important series expansion. As I said, the log x is not defined at x is equal to 0. So it's a series expansion does not exist, but log of 1 plus x has an expansion that is given by. So here it start with x and afterwards you will find all the powers of x with alternative plus minus sign. Note one change, here the terms are not divided by factorial terms, right? It is divided by simply that power of x, that is x to the power 2, so we have 2, x to the power 3, so 3, and alternate plus minus sign. Then in the next term we find all the terms negative and exactly all the terms, right, which are there in the log of 1 plus x, all terms what, the negative. So in this way, so you can remember all these standard series. As I said that in a various competitive exams or MCQ type questions, the questions are asked, the series expansion for this is, and options will be there given, and it is quite confusing. So if you remember the way I have told you, then definitely you will be able to choose the correct answer. Okay, so let's start with the first example, how to apply Taylor's expansion, okay, that we are going to discuss here. So first example, if f of x is given and here we have to find out the value of f of 11 by 10. So using Taylor's theorem, certainly we can obtain its value by simple calculation just by making use of calculator. So that I can consider as the alternative way to check whether your answer is correct or not. But here we have to show it, the evaluation by using the Taylor's theorem, right? So let's start with the Taylor's theorem. So as the evaluation of value is expected, so when this kind of problem is there, we will use the formula number 1, that is f of x plus h is equal to f of x plus h f dash of x plus h square by 2 factorial. So we will write up to, as no restrictions are given, so we will write up to third derivative term, okay. And if it is mentioned explicitly that evaluate up to fourth order derivative term or third order derivative term or first 3 terms like this, so accordingly we will follow the instruction, okay. Now no restrictions, we will find out the derivative up to third order derivative term, okay, expansion up to third order derivative term. So let's have first this formula, let's call it as 1. Now see the requirement of this, what we want h in the various order derivative terms, right? So first of all what we will do, as I want to find out f of 11 by 10, so let's write it in the form x plus h, where I am going to choose h as a small number, right? So I can write 11 by 10 as 1 plus 1 by 10, which is 1 plus 0.1. So here this 0.1 is nothing but h, and the remaining term is taken as x. So selection is done. Now let's put this x and h in this formula number 2, formula number 1, so we get formula 2. Now let's have the evaluation. So we have to find out f of 1, f dash of 1, f double dash of 1, like this. So for this we will make use of the given expression. What is that? f of x is equal to x cube plus 8x square plus 15x minus 24. So this implies f of, put x as 1 here everywhere. So 1 cube plus 8 into 1 square plus like this. This gives you 0. Now let's have the derivative. So we will differentiate this f of x. Okay, we will differentiate this f of x with respect to x. So we will have the first derivative. Now then, after differentiating this, let's put x as 1. So we get it at 34. Then again differentiating this first derivative term, f dash of x, we will get f double dash of x. What the students generally do when it is asked to find out the differentiation, so they, rather than differentiating this function of x, they used to differentiate this term. So remember, this is a constant term, its derivative will always comes out to be 0. So don't get confused, you have to differentiate this function of x. Okay, now differentiating this again, putting the value of x as 1, you will get f double dash of 1. So this is the value of second derivative at x is equal to 1. Now then we will have f triple dash of x, which is 6. Obviously, as it is coming out to be constant, so certainly the fourth order derivative comes out to be 0, right? So let's have these values in equation number 2, put all these values and simplifying. So what you will get, 3.511. Now if you wish, you can check the answer just mere by substituting the values in the given expansion, a given function, you will there get the value similar to this one. So therefore in this way the Taylor series expansion method works. Okay, now let's see, as I have said that we have a certain standard series, and all those standard series we have obtained by using the Maclaurin series expansion. So let's explain one of them, right? For example, I want to expand e raised to power x in the powers of x. So whenever it is a question to expand a function in the powers of x, so better is to use a Maclaurin series. Okay, so let's first of all denote this given function by f of x. So f of x is e power x. Okay, so by Maclaurin series we have, let's write the formula. So what we have f of x is equal to f of 0 plus x f dash of 0 plus x square by 2 factorial f double dash of 0 plus x cube by 3 factorial f triple dash of 0 and so on. Let's call it as formula number 1. What are the requirement of this formula? We need the value of function at 0 and its derivative also at the point x is equal to 0. So this we have, right? Now given f of x is equal to e raised to x, so just put x as 0, you will get f of 0. So it is e raised to power 0, and e raised to power 0 as we know is 1. Then differentiate this f of x. So this implies f dash of x. What is the derivative of e power x? Is e power x. So therefore its value at 0 will be again 1. Again differentiate, f double dash of x will be e raised to power x. Put x as 0. You will get again e raised to power 0, which is equal to 1. Find out the third derivative. So it's a very easy example. So on this line you can expand any function in the powers of x using series expansion. Now all these values we have obtained, put it in equation number 1. So equation 1 implies, what is f of x? F of x is x e raised to power x, f of 0 is 1, x again f dash of 0 is 1 plus x square by 2 factorial f double dash of 0 is 1, then x cube by 3 factorial, f triple dash of x is 1 and 0 is 1, like this. So you can see it is nothing but 1 plus x square by 2 factorial plus x cube by 3 factorial, and which is nothing but the expansion of this e raised to power x. This we have seen earlier. So in this way one can expand any standard function in the powers of x by making use of Maclaurin's series. So in the next video lecture we shall see few more important example on this Taylor's N series, Maclaurin's series expansion. So thank you all for watching the video.